What up, peeps? Welcome to probably the most boring vlog that we're gonna have in quite some time because we are basically snowed in at the house here.
We aren't basically snowed in. We are snowed in because my car is stuck.
Abby's car got stuck at the bottom of the driveway.
Yeah, we have a hill driveway.
Yeah, it's like slanted a little bit, and right at the bottom there's usually like some like mud and stuff, and so of course that's all frozen, and Abby's car would not leave the driveway. So, store is going to be closed probably for the next couple days.
Yeah.
Because we can't leave. It sucks, but at the same time, it's like, it's kind of nice to have like a forced break because, like, yes, we own the store and everything, but we can't just close randomly if we want a day off. It doesn't work like that. That's how you get negative reviews. So, the weather is forcing us to be closed, and so now we get, a couple days to just chill and relax. We are just staying at home, playing video games, and just having fun. So last night, I'll show you guys the snow here in just a minute because it's getting pretty crazy. It's still snowing too. It's pretty light right now, but it is still snowing. But Abby's been playing Stardew because there was like some new update. And I started playing Story of Seasons on the Nintendo Switch, which is basically a remake of the Friends of Mineral Town.
It is Friends of Mineral Town, too.
That's it's Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town, but it's a remake of the Harvest Moon on Game Boy Advance. And the only Harvest Moon I've ever played before was Harvest Moon 64, and I really enjoyed that, but the Story of Seasons game, I am addicted to. It's so much fun. I played, I don't even know how many hours yesterday. 6 or 7?
Yeah.
After we finished up the vlog, like as soon as I finished that last clip for the vlog, I came upstairs, and maybe like half an hour later I started playing, and I didn't stop until 2 o'clock in the morning, and then I edited the vlog and went to bed.
Yeah.
So I can't stay up too late because you never know if we're going to wake up in the morning and it'll be dry, and then we'll go to the store. So I can't stay up super late.
We've had days that we've closed because of like the roads, and then they're fixed immediately, and then they're fine. But
Yeah.
TriMet closed down. So like all of our buses, all of our I don't know what those are called, the Max.
TriMet is Portland though.
Yeah.
But
that, like,
all the bus systems and everything are shut down. A lot of places are just saying we're closed until Monday kind of thing, which we're just taking it day by day. Luckily we went to the store yesterday while we still could, and we posted a thing on the door that said like unfortunately due to the weather we're closed for today. So even if we're closed for another 4 or 5 days, that sign will still be on the door. So we'll be okay with that. But even if we could make it in, it's not like we would do a lot of business. We'd be able to pull some orders and maybe do some shipping. Not that we could get it out, but we could at least print the postage. And we might have a couple customers. So it's not worth trying any more than we already have. So we're going to chill at home. We're going to play some video games. And let me show you guys the snow because it's getting crazy. I can't even look out this door, guys, because it's so bright.
Cooper has very sensitive eyes, though.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see that it's still snowing a little bit.
Those are big flurries.
There's big flakes, but there's not a ton of them. But it's supposed to get even worse tonight. But the snow, it's kind of hard to tell on camera, but the snow is like over a foot deep. You can see on the table there. Look at that. It's like 15 inches, which is really, really crazy for Vancouver. The reason we don't get a lot of snow is because we are basically at sea level. We're like less than 500 feet from sea level. So we don't typically get a lot of snow. And it's snowing even harder as I've started filming. But it's really, really crazy.
Our sea level is 171.
171?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, we're not at a high elevation. So
Portland's 50.
They call the Portland area the valley floor. So there's the river that separates Vancouver and Portland, and it's right there. So yeah, we don't have like proper snow attire, and if we did, we would definitely be going out and like, I thought it'd be fun for like a video to like make a snowman or do whatever, but we don't have anything to wear. I've got like
hoodies.
Yeah, we've got hoodies, a couple pairs of pants maybe, but like don't have snow boots, don't have like good like winter jackets or anything, so unfortunately we're not going out. I don't know if you guys can see, but I think we spoke too soon about it like being kind of light. Look at that. It's really coming down now. So it's getting kind of late in the day. I think it's like like 11:30 midnight. There's no way we're going to the store tomorrow, so we don't really have to go to bed super early, so we are planning on staying up kind of late. But I was trying to figure out something that I could film for you guys that would be at least somewhat interesting, and I haven't really figured it out yet. But there is one thing that I don't know if I've ever talked about, but I have this really cool Super Mario 64 soundtrack. This is factory sealed, and I have it in like an extra baggie for protection, and of course Zelda is meowing. But this particular soundtrack here, Abby and I found this at a Goodwill up in Seattle, and it was 99 cents. Which is crazy for the soundtrack, because even an opened soundtrack for Mario 64 is not super cheap. I can't say I've looked them up recently, so I don't know the exact value, but to get one sealed is really, really cool. And I also have an opened one, so I can listen to it. And why not have both? Because it's my favorite game of all time. And then another really cool one that we have is the Paper Mario 2-disc soundtrack, which is super, super awesome. We have a bunch of soundtracks. I was thinking of maybe doing a video just going over all the soundtracks that we have. It's mostly these. There's a couple demo discs in there as well, but a lot of soundtracks, a lot of cool stuff. So maybe at some point we'll do that. I'm not prepared to do it in this vlog because it would be kind of cool to have it be its own video. But I'm gonna look around the game room here and figure out if there's anything I can kind of film or talk about that might be interesting to kind of end off this vlog, because like I mentioned at the very beginning, we're snowed in, there's not much to do. Here's something. So I have my little Nintendo glass case here, which I love, obviously not getting rid of this, but I have a bunch of graded games up in the top here, and this is from my one and only shipment to VGA that I've ever sent in. And this was a very, very long time ago now, but I have always considered selling these because I just, like, they're really cool. I like them, but I would rather, I'm happy with my complete copies, I should say. And I would rather just, like, sell these and use the money to get other stuff for the collection. So, I just looked up this one here, the Majora's Mask, which is an 85 plus. These are VGA, not WATA. These were all graded before WATA was a thing, but I just looked up the Majora's Mask, and an 80 sold for like $2,200 or something crazy, and a 90 sold for $3,000. So I definitely think I need to sell these things, and the only problem is getting into this cabinet, because you have to get to it from the back, and as you can see, there's a bunch of stuff up on top. Like, this is all stacked on top of that sign. That sign's on the glass case, and it's up against the wall, so I'd have to move everything out, clear out stuff around it, pull it away from the wall, get back there, get the stuff out. It's not something that I'm prepared to do right now, and honestly, I don't think I'm going to do it until, we're tearing down the game room to move, but those things will be for sale. So I'm putting it out there. If somebody wants that sealed Majora's Mask, it's an 85 plus. If somebody wants that for, like, I don't know, let's just say $3,000 or best offer, I'll pull it out. But otherwise, I'm waiting until we move. But there's so much stuff, and I'm looking around the game room, thinking about how I've utilized this space, because, as you guys know, there's a bunch of stuff boxed up. All this stuff, there's boxes over there, a lot of it's boxed up, and I'm realizing I could have used up so much more space in here. Like, the glass case is awesome, but, like, this entire wall here could have just been, like, one gigantic custom-built shelf. I custom-built this shelf. The this isn't really a shelf. It's brackets on the wall with, whatever. But I put this whole thing together. I custom built that shelf that goes over here above the TV and over here. I also custom built this shelf, which has the Super Nintendo stuff on it. So I could have definitely built something for this wall, and I just never did. And obviously at this point I'm not going to, but there's a lot of space that I could have used. Like, there's a shelf right here on this wall. It's the same shelf that is right here, I believe. But instead of that, I could have just built a shelf that, went all the way to the edge, went all the way to the ceiling, and it would have been a lot better. But it's too late for that now. And it's also not a big deal because, like I said, we're trying to move, hopefully sooner than later, and I cannot wait till we're at the point where we can set up the brand new game room. So I looked around the room and I couldn't really find anything that I thought would be like a really cool ending piece for the video that I could, get a title from and all that kind of stuff. So I figured instead of like showing you something from the game room and talking about it like that, instead I'm going to talk about some of my plans for the future game room, which we've done before, but it's something that I'm always thinking about because hopefully it's going to be happening sooner than later. Obviously, we don't know what the space is going to look like. We haven't even looked at any houses yet. But my ideal spot for the game room would obviously be like a gigantic basement that is the size of the house. We've looked at a lot of houses online. Obviously, nothing that we're like trying to get. We're just seeing what's out there, getting some ideas price-wise and all that. But we've seen quite a few houses where they have a very large basement, but it's segmented into like different rooms. They'll have like a laundry room, then they'll have like a bedroom downstairs, and there'll be like a little kitchenette downstairs and a bathroom downstairs, and then like another storage room. I'm hoping that we can find something that is just one gigantic open space, because even the way that this game room is, I don't like that it's technically two separate rooms. I'm in the back room here. I've taken the doors off so it feels a little bit more open, but this is a door frame right here, and this is where the doors were. So this was technically like a little bedroom kind of thing back here, and then this was the, the regular part of the room. And like, it's cool, it worked out well for us, but I don't even want that. I want everything to be in one room if possible. I don't like the idea of having separate rooms, but, obviously you gotta do what you gotta do. But, so my ideal would be just like a gigantic rectangular room, which obviously is probably not realistic, but if we could find something like that, that'd be perfect. The second option, which is honestly most likely what's probably going to have to happen, is we're hoping that we can find like a 2-car garage that we can completely finish off and make that the game room. And whenever I talk about this, people are like, oh, you can't do that because it's not going to be temperature controlled and all this stuff. That's what I mean by finishing it off. We would be removing the garage door, turning that into an actual wall. We'd be, putting down actual flooring. It wouldn't just be concrete. We would have the heating and the cooling in the garage. It would be fully weatherproof, and it would basically be like a legit room. That's the plan if we have to go that route, is to do it right. So if we could get a 2-car garage, I think honestly it would be about the same size space that we have down here with these 2 rooms combined, but the ceilings would be much, much taller. And that is an issue in here. The ceiling is right here. I can touch it without even like straightening my arm all the way. I can touch the ceiling in here. It's not very tall. These are 7-foot ceilings. They have to be just about 7 feet. And if we had like even just like an extra foot, even if it was 8 feet, which most garages were even higher than that, but more vertical space is more wall space, which is more room for shelves, more room for, displaying boxes up top, which is kind of what I would like to do. I want to have the shelves, maybe one more shelf taller than these would be fine. Like, this is fine for me to grab stuff off of, but if there was another foot or two on top of that where we could have like console boxes displayed, like stuff like this, just like all across the top, and then our signs, our big box collector's editions, our controller boxes, other large accessories, all that kind of stuff would look so cool across the top of the room, and I would really love to do that. We also don't have any room for like posters or anything like that. We have a couple upstairs in the living room that are framed, but I would love to have some in the game room as well. And a lot of garages have really, really tall ceilings. So if we had 20-foot ceilings, we could have lots of posters displayed very high up and all sorts of signs and banners and cool stuff like that you don't have to touch. It's just to look at, so it doesn't have to be within reach. And that would be really, really awesome. Another idea that I would really, really like to have, and I don't know how realistic it is, but we have so much stuff and it's very cramped. As you guys can see, there's literally stuff in every nook and cranny. And for rooms like this where you have to do that, I think it's fine, but I would prefer to have things a little bit more separated, a little bit more organized and clean looking. And I don't like how we have black shelves and we have wood shelves. I would like everything to match. I would like all the walls to be the same color, not this color. The ceiling's white, but then the walls are like a tan kind of color. I'd prefer for everything to just be matching, have all the shelves be the same color, make everything look really, really nice, and I'd love to have all the consoles in their own section. More like we have it at the store. Like, all the PS2 is in one spot, all the Xbox 360 is in one spot, and we do have it like that, but when it comes to controllers, accessories, consoles, that kind of stuff, unfortunately, in the game room just has to go wherever it fits. At the store, a lot of that stuff is together. All the N64 controllers are in one spot. All the GameCube controllers are in one spot. So I'd love to do something like that. And my idea would be to have like each shelf be for one console. And obviously it would take a really, really large room to do that, but I do think it's possible. So this shelf here, this entire 3-section thing that I have built, this will not fit a complete PS2 collection. It's close, but it will not quite fit it. We would probably have to add one more section on the end, so there'd be 4 total columns. That would probably fit a complete PS2 collection with a few spots for extra stuff, big box games. We have like a lot of the Guitar Hero ones in the box. I've got those Namco boxes right there, which are like the Time Crisis with the guns and stuff like that. Maybe room for like one of the PS2 neon signs or consoles or whatever it is, but one more row in this type of shelf here. And I've actually built this shelf 4 times in my life, like these exact plans and everything. So probably do something like this again, but if I had like this entire shelf and from the beginning I knew that it was only for PS2, that would make it really, really easy to kind of plan things out and be like, okay, that shelf is PS2, let's move on. This next shelf, which is not connected to it, maybe it's separated by a gap, and in that gap we have like a couple framed posters or something cool. The next shelf is for PS1 or whatever it is. And I would really love to have things kind of separated like that. And the hope would also be that, let's say, just pretend this is that PS2 shelf and it's all completed, and the ceilings are higher than this. But right up top here, instead of having all the Genesis games, we would have all of the PlayStation 2 console boxes going all the way across. We would have all of the PlayStation 2 accessories that we have either, complete in box or sealed or whatever it is. And they would all be nicely organized. They would all have their own spot picked out. And it wouldn't just be like, oh, shove this here because it fits. Like, I've got these Pokemon figures here, but then I have a DS Pokemon stylus that is just here because it kind of fits. And then below that is the freaking Mario cake pan because it fits there. They don't have their own spots, and that's what I want to try to work on with the next game room, is to have it be more organized, more sorted, just make it look nicer overall. And so, that's kind of what I'm hoping that we're going to be able to do. I also want to be able to put all of the kiosks and all of the arcade machines, all of the signs, all that kind of stuff. I want those all to be in the game room. I don't like the idea of having everything separated. Right now, we have the GameCube kiosk in here. And then out here, we have the PS1 kiosk and the Wii U kiosk, and that's great. But the Pokemon Snap Station is in the other room. The Super Nintendo arcade cabinet we just got is in the garage. The Neo Geo is in the garage. There is a pinball machine in our shop. I would love all that stuff to be in the game room. Same with all the signs. There's a Game Boy Color sign right there, which is awesome. There's a Nintendo 64 sign right there. There's a PS2 neon sign right here. There's another Nintendo 64 sign up there. But you guys, we have signs upstairs in the living room. We have signs at the game store. Some of them are on display. Some of them are not. I have, I don't know, 7 or 8 signs in the back in the office that are all just kind of like stacked up and stored on the shelves. I would love for all that stuff to be in the game room, and that's what I'm hoping that we can do. So I think I've probably rambled on long enough, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it short, but I do want to mention that I have another idea for a little series of re-upload videos that I want to do, but we have taken so many like video game hunting road trips, and I think that I want to re-upload those and re-edit them into like a single video. So we took a trip to Arizona and went to a bunch of game stores, and that took a week or 4 days, 5 days, whatever it was. And that was 5 different vlogs. What I would like to do is maybe edit that all down into one super long road trip video and upload that. And do the same thing for all the trips that we've taken in Florida, and my Ohio game hunting road trip, and Seattle, and the Oregon coast, and all those. There's so many of them that we could do, and I think that you guys would enjoy them, because I know we have a lot of new people watching the videos that obviously are not going to go back and watch 1,000 vlogs. So taking some of those like peak moments where we're going game hunting, doing these road trips, which honestly for me is the most fun. It's the most fun thing that we do. But re-editing those and combining, when I was in Ohio, like 5 or 6 days worth of game hunting, that's 5 or 6 vlogs, but putting that down into one video that's like an hour and a half long. Hopefully you guys will enjoy that. I definitely want to get started on that pretty soon. I don't know when they're going to go up, but I do have plans to work on that. So with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Hope you really enjoyed it. Please let me know by smacking the like button, leaving a comment down below, and subscribing. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow.